Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and today we're taking a little different video. Well, not really, because I have made these videos on my channel before, but we are talking about the books that I read in March. Yes, it is already April and I didn't read as many books as I wanted to read, and that's okay because things happen. Sometimes my reading ebbs and flows, so I just wanted to share some of the books that I read. They are all romance. There's actually one mystery. There's only 4 books, by the way. I think the most I read in a month was 10, so we're not too bad. Not that many, you know? So if you're interested in seeing what books I read, make sure to stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel because I want to make more reading content situations, so make sure to do that and let's get to it. Okay, so the first book that I read in March was actually the second in a series, and I did not know that until after I read it. So it was kind of like a standalone. It was like a take from another character in the book. And by the way, I listened to all these books. I didn't actually physically read them. I've been having kind of like a hard time focusing if I'm reading. So I love listening to books. I listen to them in the car, at the gym, when I'm doing random activities around the house. That being said, I listened to, I'm gonna show them on my phone because they are on my phone. I listened to One Tiny Lie by K.A. Tucker. I really like K.A. Tucker in general. She wrote The Simple Wild and I read that earlier this year and I loved that book. So I wanted to try some other books from her. This one was more of like a college romance and it was kind of like an enemies to lovers situation. So it was really good. I don't think it was very spicy at all, but that is okay. We don't need that much spice in all the romance books, but it was okay. I gave it a 4 stars, which is, I want to give it like a 3.5, but 4 stars is okay. So if you're interested in reading any of K.A. Tucker's books, I would definitely start with The Simple Wild. I really enjoyed that book.
It was about a girl from Alaska, or that her dad lived in Alaska and he got cancer and she went up to visit him. They had a strained relationship and it's all about a romance and her dad and just a lot of pieces. Family stuff.
First book of March. The second book I read in March, I wanted to try something different than just a plain romance novel. So I went with a suspense-ish novel called The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. This is about a husband and wife. The wife is a lawyer or an attorney or something, and the husband is having an affair with a woman who actually gets murdered in their lake home. So it's all about how she's his attorney and trying to get him off of death row or whatever it is. And there is a plot twist at the very end of the book, which I was kind of surprised. I personally love plot twists in movies and stuff, so I want to get more into plot twist type books. Yeah, it was okay. I gave it a 3 out of 5. If you want to try to get into some suspense, I think this book was pretty short. It wasn't super long, so that's why I chose it. But yeah, it was good. I'm sorry I'm not the best book reviewer, and apologize for my hair. I don't know what's happening. So the next book that I read was Confess by Colleen Hoover. I am trying to get through all of Colleen Hoover's books just because I pretty much enjoy all the books that I've read from her. I just have a couple left. And so this was next on my list. This one's really pretty. I did listen to this on audiobook, even though I have the paperback, but I wanted to show you the paperback. It's pretty and there's little lips there. This book was about a girl who moved to, was it Texas? I'm sure it's Texas. It's Colleen Hoover. And she met this boy who owns an art studio called Confess, I think. He paints things based on confessions and it's kind of their love story. There's kind of a plot. I don't know if it's a plot twist, but there's something that happens which is really interesting, and I don't know, it was pretty good. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It definitely wasn't my favorite Colleen Hoover book. Verity or November 9 is my favorite Colleen Hoover book, but it was pretty good. I would give it kind of a 4 out of 5, but on Goodreads I gave it a 5 out of 5. If you're reading Colleen Hoover books, definitely put this one on your list because, of course, she made another great one. And then the last book I read, I wanted something more lighthearted that was easier, more spicy than all the other books that I read because all 3 weren't really spicy at all. So I went in with an Elle Kennedy book called One Night of Sin. And this book was okay. I kind of had a hard time getting through it. It was kind of boring. Wouldn't totally recommend it. I do like Elle Kennedy's other books like The Deal and that series. I haven't read all of them, but I've read some of them. So it was just a little different than those. Oh my god, there's pictures in here. Oh my god, there's his paintings are in here. Like, see that? Wow. That is a quick overview of the books that I read in March. I am hoping to read more this month, even though it's probably going to be a busier month than March. Sometimes I like get super obsessed with books, and then other times I'm like, I can't focus on anything. We'll see how it goes. I really want to start reading, like sitting down and actually reading a physical book again. I was really into that all last year, and then something changed in January and I just like could not focus. I blame TikTok. So if you have any books to recommend me, please leave them down in the comments below. I'm having a harder time finding books that I want to read. I love any books kind of like the ones that I just showed you or the past videos that I made of what I read in a month. Definitely let me know what books I should read. Look at how big my kitten has got. If you saw, I think it's 3 videos ago, I showed you our new kittens. They're not kittens anymore. They're like teenage cats and they're little devils. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and let's go get some reading done because it needs to happen, even though I need to do my taxes. But we're not going to talk about that, are we? All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.